All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started because we're recording and everybody can watch this. And if they get in late, they can just go back and watch the beginning, right?
Yeah,
I
I'll
like,
send it a replay.
yeah, I like the colors on here for what we're doing, so I don't think I'm going to even change the colors on this unless we start throwing pictures in and they don't go. And what I did to get ready for this is, oops, to do that. I pulled a bunch of stock images up and I made a logo, and I started out making it on Canva, and then I didn't have the fonts that I wanted, so I went in and made it on Adobe Illustrator. But anybody can make a logo on Canva, and I want to say that the logos have been kind of busy lately that I've seen, and that the big people online are going simpler for logos, like just names are their logos so that they're easier to see and recognize. So I would say go cleaner rather than busy and intricate on the styles. But I made a new logo for this. I did a lot of copy on this, and it was easy because I just did really basic copy. And then what I did was, I'm going to take this off this screen and put it on the other screen so I've got room to pull it up. I took it and I put it into Chat GPT, and I asked them to improve it. And so and then I went back and I improved on theirs a little bit. So what I'm putting on here, I think is pretty decent for the copy, and it takes less than a morning to do your whole website this way. So I'm going to go in from the dashboard, and Amanda, I don't do this often enough to remember where it is that the logo goes in. Is it under customize?
No, it's under Divi theme options. And it's the very first option there.
That's easy. Okay, so I'm going to reset this, and I'm going to upload my logo, and I've got it in the PNG format. And hopefully it's going to fit and look okay. And then we're going to let Amanda guide us if it doesn't. Okay, and then I imagine I need to save it yep, save changes down here. And then everything else I'm going to do from the front. Oh, that looks great. Okay, so I'm going to skip over the offer because Amanda's going to do that from MailChimp. And I'm just going to work on the design part right now. First of all, I want to say the less that you have in the top menu, the better. There are a lot of health coaches that are not allowed to do health histories. And there are a lot of doctors that would prefer not to have that as the main thing that people do on their website. So maybe you use this discriminately and you have this in a locked up area where you can give this to people to fill out their health histories and put that in a more HIPAA compliant area or a secured area. So what I'm going to go back, I'm lying. I'm going to go back to the back end, and I'm going to change around the menu on this. So I'm going to go back to the dashboard, to the appearance and menus. And the primary menu has all of this in it. I also want to show you that there's a lot more in this website than what you see on the menu. There's tons of pages, and if you look at the pages back here, see up here, pages. If you look at all of the pages, these are all the pages that you have and that you can use. We're not going to use all of these pages today, but those are the ones that are available. So if you have a website to become familiar with what all you have, you can go back here and just look at the pages. You can go into the like gifts and view to see what it is. But for now, we're going to go into appearance menus, and I'm going to take some of these items on the menu off. I'm going to take off my menu or my mission because we don't need that. We're not going to use it. I'm going to take the blog off of the main menu. Services I'll leave up there. Resources I'm going to take off of there. Gifts came off of the resources. That because we're offering something free on the homepage, and we're just going to make this the least amount of confusing as possible. The shop I'm going to take off because we're going to use services, and the health histories we're going to take off. And if you want to, you can put it in the footer, but I'm just going to take it off completely for this. You've got a save of this, don't you, Amanda?
Yeah, you do.
And then contact you want to leave on there. So what we've got left about here is your about page, your about me, and you really don't need your about me. You got your home, your about me, your services, and I'm going to change the about me to about. Services contact, and I'm going to leave that so that you can direct people to what you want them to do on your homepage instead of them going willy-nilly all over your website, not knowing what to do. So they're either going to go to your home, your about, your services, or your contact. So they won't be confused on what to do when they get to your website. There, it's nice and clean, and they've got 3 choices there. Now, on this, we've got enable visual builder, and this is the welcome. So this says tell your visitors about your site here, keep it interesting. And I have created some content to put up here, and we're going to fictionalize the character that is putting in this website. And this person is a functional doctor who is also a health coach, and she is explaining herself here. So she's saying welcome, and then she's going to explain herself. This has the directions on how to do it. I'm just going to go in and I'm going to paste what I've already written in a document. It's right here. What I did was I typed out what I had to say. Then I took what I typed and I put it into Chat GPT, and I said improve, and typed in what I had to say, and then they improved it for me. And then I went through and I repasted it into the Word doc and changed what I wanted it to say. So this is the website. This is my Word document, and this is what I want to paste into the website. Whoops, and I've got it numbered 1 and 2 and 3. So I've got this. They wanted me to change your, but I don't want to change it. It makes more sense the way that they with the yours. So I've got copy, and I'm going to take that I copied, and I'm going to put it over this typed in here. I'm going to leave the welcome like it is because that looks nice. And I'm going to copy over the instruction, and I'm going to choose paste as plain text so that it doesn't copy my formatting from the other. Okay, I'm going to fix that because that S shouldn't be in there. And then well-being should have the dash, maybe. That's debatable. Now they're going to tell me that I don't need the. And you can pick whether this is Grammarly that's fixing Chat GPTs. Let us guide you on the journey to reclaim, sustain, and protect it for a healthier, happier future. And it's fixing, let us guide you on the journey to reclaim it, sustain it, and protect it for a healthier, happier. Let's guide you on the journey to reclaim. Okay, we're going to pick Grammarly's. And all you have to do to pick it and they fix it is to click it. You can radically transform. I like the sound of that better too. So here we do a lot of, okay, so there we have that, and I'm going to save that by clicking the green, and then I'm going to look over this and make sure it looks okay, and it does. Now this looks like it might be kind of hard to read, so I might put in some I might look at this and see if there's something I can do to make this easier. So let's see what happens if we split up their questions. Okay, so these are questions right here. And why don't we take these and mark them with, that didn't work out. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Sometimes you have to force it to do what you want it to do. Okay, so if you're nodding in agreement, I'm going to put a little space here so it's a little bit easier to read. And then I'm going to go back here. No, should have done this first. Didn't expect that to happen. Okay, so if you're not in agreement, you're not alone. If you've reached your limit, together we will delve. Okay, so that's a little bit easier to read there, like that. Okay, so what else do we have? I have another paragraph here that's an actual welcome to. Okay, this explains what's different about this website. Okay, now I have a lot of text here, so I'm going to want to break this up a little bit. We have the services, and I'm going to actually see what we've got. Yeah, I'm going to go into the services next since I want to break this up with the why. But I do want to put the Y on the. Maybe I don't. Okay, so services, we're going to put, this doctor has 3 services. One is private practice. I'm just going to take that part out, and all I did was highlighted it and backspaced over it, because I don't want a lot of text over this. I just want them to see visually what the services are. So offer service number 1 is private practice. I have this all on my Word document too. And I spent about an hour, 45 minutes on this morning, so it doesn't take that long. Especially, I didn't have any idea what I was doing before I started doing this too. So this one is doctors community. Okay, we're going to call this Dr. Support Community just so that it sounds. Okay, and then this last one is supplements. Okay, so here we've got private practice where they can set an appointment or they can apply for an appointment with the doctor. Here they've got a community that they can join, and here they've got supplements. These icons aren't the best, and we're going to go ahead and go in and change that. Okay, so we've got private practice, settings, body. Okay, here's the search for icons. And I'm just doing, again, I'm just taking this out, the instructions. You would have the instructions there as a reminder, and then I'm going to search for an icon that would be more appropriate. That turned out pretty good. Yeah, that's just directions on how to change the icons, but I knew how, so I went ahead and did it. But as a reminder, when you go to do that, if you do not want to use icons and you want to use pictures, you can switch those out for pictures too. You don't have to use the icons. Okay, so this is to prompt your visitors to take action. This is a call to action. We've got really calls to action enough here that would be repetitive, but I'm going to do a little call to action in explaining to them the importance of choosing a holistic physician / health coach. So we're going to put in there. See, why choose a holistic. No, I'm going to put in how we've used this wording all along. Functional. Why choose a functional physician? Oops. Health coach. If anybody has any questions as we're going, type those into the chat, and Amanda, you can interrupt me with them. Okay, and then I'm just going to copy and paste again from what I wrote and then pulled from the chat. So I'm going to the about. You know, you have to be really careful using the Chat GPT because it's not always right. But if you do the copy yourself, I'm pasting it as plain text again, just so you notice that. I'm going to take out this call to action too. If you're careful about what you put in and you just have them fix what you put in, then it's usually safe. But you want to double check it all the time. Okay, so I'm going to take this button out. And then I'm also going to, I think that looks silly, all of that being, that doesn't look silly being centered, but this stuff does. So I'm going to see what this looks like if we have it all lined up to the right or the left, I mean, left aligned. So I'm going to just highlight all of that and see. Fix that. See what they want me to do here. Latest medical diet, health promotion advancements, difficulty interpreting, be daunting. Grammarly is pretty good about taking out extra words. Okay, they're still saying I'm still missing 3 problems. I'm not seeing them. Okay, so I'm going to leave it like that, and then I'm going to go back down here and look. Okay, another thing that you can do to make this easier to read is to go back here and take this first area right here, this first phrase, and bold it out. And take this and bold it out. So it's just easier for them to read, because otherwise it gets monotonous. Whoops.
We do have one unrelated question. Veronica wants to know, she has Shopify already, but has plans on revamping and updating. If she goes with the starter site, is it best to ditch Shopify? And she has a .com, and she also formulates her own skincare personal products. She wants to make sure that the starter site will allow her to post and sell the products.
That's up to the, okay, are you talking about linking the products to your website? Most of the companies will allow you to do that. I know from working with doTERRA and other companies, doTERRA won't let you use their name for some reason, but other companies will. As long as they allow you to link it to your website, you can do that. If they don't allow you to link it, then
She makes her own products.
yeah, you can do that. You just put it in there.
The websites do have WooCommerce on them, and I don't know if you're familiar with WooCommerce at all, but it is something that you could list and sell your products through.
Okay, we're down to this part now here. Okay, this page looks really good now. We're going to go back, and Amanda's going to do this part for you in a little bit. I'm going to change out that picture too. But okay, so we've got lots of nice copy on here. If you do not have testimonials here, I would say just go in and you take this part out. And the way that you do that is just this blue section right here takes us. See how that blue line is going all around that box is going all around here. All you have to do is go in and hit the trash can there, and it pulls it out. But if you can possibly run a couple people through this for a lower fee just to get some testimonials in here, that would be good. Because testimonials on your site make a big difference. But if you don't have testimonials, just take them off by taking that out. But another thing that you can do to save this testimonial module for later is take this right here and save it to the library. Call it, where it says section name, call it testimonials, and save it to the library. And you can come up later and pull this section in, and it's all in place, and you've saved it as a module and you haven't lost it. So I wouldn't just delete it, but save it as a module and then delete it. I would get rid of this as an unnecessary something in here that you don't really need. That little part there. So I would say fill this in if possible. And the only thing you need to do with that is the same thing that we did before, is just fill this in with your copy that your customer gave you, and then just, it says client name, job title, and then it's going to ask for an image down here. You just put that picture, your customer's picture in, and it'll switch it out. So it's really easy. This website, this Divi theme is just about as easy as they come, and they do all of the design for you. So it's kind of mistake proof. It has all of the design principles built in, so you can't mess it up too easy. Okay, so let's go in and change this top picture, because this functional medicine doctor doesn't want to look like a massage therapist. So we're going to go in and take the section settings. The background is where the picture is, and this is the background image, and I'm going to get rid of it. And that's how easy it was to get rid of. And I'm going to pull in another background image. If this was my ideal client here, that one would be a great picture to throw in there, and see how that easy that was to change the whole look. It's hard to see it because I got that in there, the whole look of this website. And it just didn't take very much at all to do that. If you have your picture, that's better than anything to put in there. Because having you on the top fold of the website makes you more relatable to your customers. So that is the ideal picture in the top fold. I'm going to pull another picture in from my file that I have over here. So these are the stock images that I pulled from. This is functional medicine. So just going to add that one. That one's kind of a dumb one to put in. Sometimes this one's the hardest one to find. That's not a very good quality one either. You don't want it the main one to be fuzzy either. I pulled these out of a graphic designer's file. Might be back to that first one. If those aren't better quality, we will go back to that first one. That one. If you can't use your own picture, then use one of your ideal client. This one must be a big one. What I should have done with this one was put it into Adobe and made it smaller, into Illustrator and made it smaller if it was a big one. Yep. Okay, this one won't upload. So what I'm going to do with this one is make it smaller and use it. Amanda, is there an easy way for somebody without big photo software to reduce the size of an image?
Yeah, pretty much any computer will have, like Windows has Windows Paint. You can resize images in that. You can upload images to Canva and resize them that way. I think that Mac has a built-in image editor, but I haven't used a Mac in a little bit. But every computer should have a standard software that can do that.
I like that one better. Okay, so there we've got that cover. You should save things quite often while you're working on it so that you don't lose it. Because a lot of things can happen from your power going out to a lot of other things. And then check it on mobile as you go to see how it's converting to mobile. Because there's a lot of people that use mobile instead of desktop. And what I'm seeing right here is the mobile, which looks really good. And then the desktop is this one here. So we just got the whole homepage of the website done. And we'll leave the visual builder. This one isn't an ideal picture, but I'm not going to keep messing with it. With that first picture we got was really good, but having one of yourself would be better than anything else. So this is your about page. And people have more trouble with their about page than almost anything else. And the idea for this one is not so much to you want to build yourself up, but you want to associate yourself with the needs of your customer more than anything else in your about page. So that's what's important here. And I am going to enable the visual builder here, and I did the work on the copy on this one too. And then I did like the elevator pitch to start off with, or the purpose statement for this part up here. And then you know, you might want to put a picture in here, and then a little bit of bragging and why you would be the person for them. And really pasting it in here this way isn't the best way to do it. Going in and finding these boxes and pasting it in here like this, and going over here and paste as plain text. They don't like plethora. And you can add more in here, and you can make this area maybe a little bit more interesting. So I've got more. You know, if you've written books, you want to put that in your about page too. That's the right place to put your book information. Space there. Okay, here you can always undo what you did too. If you made a mistake, you can undo anything. Okay, and I'm gonna redo the last step because I just didn't want to shorten this. So I'm gonna, instead of ready to start your journey, I'm going to say, join my community today. And then there's the call to action right here, but this would take you to the community sign up page right here. So there you've got a nice about page. Amanda, I'm going to hand this over to you now so that you can show, Amanda's going to show you how to load up one of our sales pages if you have one of our programs, so that you don't have to just copy the page. It's just real easy. It just takes a minute to load up a sales page. And then she's also going to show you how to attach, hold on a minute, save this and exit. We might want to save this as a different one so we can save this copy, Amanda, because this might be useful to some of our customers.
Yeah, I figured I'd have it as an alternative.
Yeah, and then let's see. Exit the visual builder after it saves. And then Amanda's going to show you how to hook MailChimp up to the homepage to that that offer. And let's just type in there for the free offer, health tips. That's what the description for this will be. And then she'll show you how to hook it up to MailChimp. And I'm going to stop my share and let you share, Amanda. Does anybody,
Okay.
First of all, does anybody have any questions about any of this that I've shown? No?
Doesn't look like it.
Okay. I will stop sharing.
Okay, and it shows the member area right now, right? You can see my screen?
I can.
Okay. So the first one I'm going to show you is how to install one of our sales pages. So if you've purchased one of our programs, we include a sales page template for you, and it's not automatically on the site just because we don't know which ones you may or may not have purchased at that point. I'll just pick a random one here. Let's go for the Healthy Home sales page. So in the download area, if you go into marketing, you have here the sales page. It comes to you in a zip file because it comes with an instruction page as well as the JavaScript page to load it into Divi. I get a lot of people who will email in saying that the page isn't showing them anything that they understand, and that's because this page is all code. So this page you can't really do anything with. It's all code for the site, but the other one does walk you through how to do it. But on the website, you would just go to, you'd cursor over new and click page. And then you want to give the page a title before you start importing. Otherwise, it assigns it a random number. So in this case, I'll just type in Healthy Home because that's the page I'm loading. And then you'll click to use the Divi Builder. And once that finishes loading, slowly, probably doesn't like how many windows I have open. I'm going to refresh this. Here we go. So here I want to build from scratch. And then on this screen, you'll see these two up-down arrows. This is for importing and exporting. We're going to go ahead and click on that. And we want to import a file. And in this case, we're going to choose that file that we just downloaded. And you want to make sure you're choosing the one that's a JSON file, so a JavaScript file. We're going to select that. We're going to open it. And then you can just leave this to replace the existing content. And then we're going to import. Usually takes less than a minute. It does depend on your server. If your server is running slow, it can take a little longer. Now you see that actually didn't take too long at all. And it's going to take it just a second to refresh here, and you'll see it's imported everything from this page. And then what you can do, you can publish right now, or you can save the draft and then go to the front end, which is where Kathy was doing most of her work earlier. So we'll go and click, once it's done here, build on the front end. And you'll see here, we've got this whole sales page that's been imported. You can then customize any elements that you'll want to customize. For example, if your refund policy is different, you can change that. You definitely want to link your buy now buttons to your checkout. Currently, they're not linked, so they won't be able to purchase, but you'll want to link those. And then add anything else in here that you may want to add in. So if you have changed any elements of the program, or maybe you've added coaching in with it, whatever you want to change, you can do that. So that's how easy it is to import a page. Let me exit the Visual Builder, and I will show you then how to link this here. So Divi uses it uses a plugin called Bloom, but it's actually incorporated into Divi now, so you don't even have to have the separate Bloom plugin anymore. But this will connect with a wide range of autoresponders. You can connect it. Well, actually, I can show you. I'm going to go into the Visual Builder, and if you open this up here, you'll see there's an email account section here, and look at all these different providers that you can connect to. You know, and there are quite a few coaches that have used Constant Contact. MailChimp is probably the one that most coaches tend to use, though I've seen quite a few others with MailerLite. We had a couple with MadMeanie. There's just a bunch in here. So any of these that you want to use, this easily integrates. So in this case, we would select MailChimp because that's one we're going to do. We actually need to reconnect first. So let me actually go one step back. I'm going to exit the Visual Builder. The first thing you'll want to do is, if you go into the dashboard, you'll see here where it says Bloom, you'll click on email accounts. Currently we have a Get Response email account in there. I'm not entirely sure why. Let me get rid of that one. Oops. We ever have Get Response? I don't remember us ever having Get Response. Okay, anyway, we are going to add a new account. And in this case, we're going to select MailChimp. The account name, you just give it whatever name. The account name doesn't actually matter. This is just for your reference. So we'll do example MailChimp account. It does not matter what name you give that at all. So the API key, this is in your MailChimp account, and I created a test MailChimp account just to show you where this is. You'll click on your picture on the top right, and you will then go into account and billing. And once that pops up, you're going to want to go into extras. And here under extras, you'll see there's this API key option. And then all you have to do is come down here and click to create a key. We're going to call this website opt-in so that we know what this key is connected to. And then you click generate key. I will copy this to the clipboard so that I've got this copied. And then I will go back here to where I was adding in MailChimp, and I will paste that right in here. And then you just click authorize. And as long as it shows a list here, you know that you've done it correctly. So then you would go back to your main page. And we're going to enable that in Visual Builder again. There we go. So I'm going to go back into the opt-in here. And where it said email account, I'm going to go ahead and select this one that I just connected. If it doesn't show all of your lists, you can click the fetch lists and that will refresh the connection to your account. And if you maybe just added a new list, but that's how easy it is to connect. So anybody who were to sign up for this would get added to my health coach group audience in MailChimp. In this also, you can set a success action. So in this case, if somebody were to fill it out, all it's going to tell them is success. I actually recommend having this go instead to a display message, redirecting to a URL. And then you can create a custom URL for that page. So you can have it, thank you, make sure to check your inbox. Maybe here's another offer, or here's something you haven't seen yet. You can just give them a little bit more information. Ours tends to say, I can actually show you ours. Well, we actually have quite a few, but our main one, I think, is this one. No, this is not our main one, but let me go back. Here we go. Yep. So it says thank you, and it's in the email. We, tell them if they have any questions, where to email. Just gives them a little extra information. You can do something like this. There's another coach who actually gives a coupon code off a program if they opt in. So it gives them a small discount. There's any number of ways you can do this, but I usually recommend doing a thank you page instead of just a thank you message. It's just a little better to keep that engagement. You can create that page here on this site and then just have that URL here. But for now, I'll leave it in the display message, and you can change this message too. So if you didn't want it to say success, you could change it to say something like, check your inbox for your freebie, or whatever, just whatever you want it to say. To change the text, what did you want that to say, Kathy?
Free health tips.
Okay. And then you would, of course, describe your free offer here. You would want to remove all that extra text, which, this is a whole, this I can just delete. So you'll notice here how this actually changed the way the background image looks. You can actually
might look okay on there now.
Yeah, you can. So if you cursor over this green box here, and you'll see there's an up down arrow right above it, you can actually kind of change how it appears just by dragging it there. So you can kind of make it a little better. If you wanted this box a little more to the left too, you could come in here and change the sizing so that it increases it just a little bit. So you can play around with it to kind of get it to fit the picture that you're going to use a little better, so that maybe it isn't directly over the face. You could shift this over to the left even more. But again, you just want to make sure that it does look good on mobile, which this should look fine. And I apologize for my dog losing his mind in the background. He must see something outside. But that's all there is. You can change the field. So if you didn't want to ask for last name, that can sometimes increase your overall signups if you don't require the last name. But if you come in here, you can change these. No, it's content, sorry. The fields under content, you can uncheck the last name if you don't want that to show. You can use custom fields even, so you can create your own custom fields for it to, like maybe you wanted to ask them something like, what are you looking for help for, or what are you struggling with right now? You could add that custom field in here.
Amanda, we have a couple minutes left. Do you want to get out? I'm gonna mess with that.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
And do you want to get out? No, go ahead and keep on your page, but do you want to show them how to change the footer so that it shows the copyright to them and takes off Divian, shows their name?
Oh, yeah.
They can fix that too.
Gosh, he's nowhere though. Kai, stop. Hey. Okay, sorry about that. It's probably a squirrel who is eyeballing him a little funny. So here where it says your business name and it's got these social media icons in here or the disclaimer. So we're going to go into the theme customizer. And it's general settings, I think. No, it's not general settings. It's been a little while since I've done that. Bottom bar. Okay, let me go back a step. So this is the page for the customization settings. You would go into the footer. And in this case, we want the very bottom bar. And you can change the color of the bottom bar. So if you didn't like this, right now it's kind of this grayish color. If you didn't like that, you can change it. You can disable the footer credits, which would actually hide that altogether. Or you can change to put your business name in here. You can also change the color of the social media icons. So right now they're kind of that light gray. You could change them to be something else. You can completely customize a good portion of your site just from this customization section here. This here is actually a menu item. So if we go back, I'm not going to publish that right now, but that's how to change the very bottom footer. The other one here, so the disclaimer, this one is a menu item. We would need to, if you cursor over the name here and go into menus, this one is the footer menu right here. And you'll see this is the only page here in that footer. You could add other pages in there if you wanted, but this is just a good, and you'll see here that it has footer menu checked. So that makes sure that this menu is only showing in that footer menu. The secondary menu is the menu that you would see. It's not showing because we don't have it active. There's nothing in it, but it would be above this menu right here. I'm trying to think if there's a site I could actually. His site, I think, is using the secondary menu. Yep, you see here at the top, he has a member login in the top here along with some social media. This is the secondary menu. So that one shows above the regular menu and then too many pages. So this here's the footer menu. This is the primary menu. And then the secondary menu is the one that shows above the primary menu. That's what you wanted me to show, right, Kathy?
Yeah. It is. Do you want to show them how to change the colors?
Yes. So to change your site presets, and this is really useful to do. I recommend it as one of the very first things you do before you start customizing your site. You'll go into the dashboard and you'll cursor over Divi and select the theme options. So it's in the same spot where you change the logo. And right here, so this is your default color palette. And the reason this is important, let me go into a page and show you why. So if I were to go to edit this page, oh, you keep changing the image, that's why.
Yeah, I haven't found one yet.
I'm wondering why it keeps telling me there's a save. So here, if I cursor over this section, and you'll see I go to change the background color, here are those presets. This is why it's super useful. You don't have to every single time type in your color codes or try to find it. You can have your brand colors set right in here so that you just have easy access, whether you're changing text, whether you're changing a background on something. You will always have those presets. And to change those, again, that's under the Divi theme options. And it's just these right here. You just click on one and then you put whatever your preset is. So for example, one of ours, we use 12E0B5. And then that automatically saves in our preset. And you would just go through and change it for all of them. It makes customizing your site a lot easier. I'm not going to save it though, since this is a template. Anyone have any questions? If you're thinking about a starter site, these are very user-friendly. The Divi theme by Elegant Themes is still considered, I think it's still considered the best WordPress theme out there. It's very drag and drop. It's very user-friendly. They're constantly releasing improvements and updates for it. And their customer service is excellent.
Plus, we have all the design done already for the kind of business that we have.
All right.
Okay, if there aren't any questions, we'll stop now. We covered a
Okay.
lot. We got a lot done. It shows how fast you can get the websites done.
Yeah, once you get used to kind of the layout, it's pretty intuitive and it's pretty easy to complete a whole page.
Okay, have a great weekend.
Thank
You're
you, everyone.
welcome. Bye-bye.